Why is organizational change so hard? And why do we find it so challenging to influence a change as leaders? I believe it's because of what I call the being of the system. The being of the system is a collective of emotions and thoughts and aspirations and fears and limiting beliefs and perspectives that show up in time of change. In this video, I will explain why the being of the system can slow you down or even stop you, and how you can approach that differently so you can influence the change you desire. Hi, I am Noah, and I work with leaders, executives, and founders of companies just like yours to go beyond with their leadership and their teams. Are you ready? Let's go! One of the leaders I worked with had to take her team through the process of merger and acquisition. That's a big change for a company and their teams. After the announcement of the change, this leader sat with her team in a meeting room and wanted to start working right away on designing new processes. But the problem was that the new team, was very sarcastic and was not really willing to cooperate with the executive. In the next session, that leader shared with me how disappointed she was with her new team, how sarcastic and disrespectful they were to the process and to her. What do you think happened in that meeting? We can definitely see that the team resisted the change by showing up sarcasm and disrespect to this new leader. And I want to add another layer. The leader ignored the being of the system in the room. Let me explain what I mean by that. I believe that each one of us has two energies within. One is the doing energy and one is the being energy. The doing energy is the energy of the actions. We all know how to do and how to act and make things done. On the other hand, there is the energy of the being. That's the energy that consists of our thoughts and our emotions and our fears and our aspirations and our perspectives and our limiting beliefs. Those energies are not competing with each other. It's not like the doing is better than the being or the being is better than the doing. They support each other. And we need to learn how to recognize those two energies and pay attention to them so we can see the results that we want. For example, let's say that your manager is telling you that you need to speak up more in meetings. Now, the action is to speak more in meetings. The being energy will tell you that you might not be as good as your peers, or maybe you don't know as much as your peers to speak up more in meetings. So you stay with the old action, keep not talking in meetings. So how can you change the actions and see new results? You need to pay more attention to your being energy and understand what is standing behind the thoughts and feelings that takes you away from taking on this new action. And the same thing happens in a system. Let's go back to the story about this manager. So what this executive could have done differently? Rather than focusing straight away on the actions, that leader should have opened up and see that she is being slowed down and even stopped by her team, and pay attention to the being of the system. When this manager went into the room, she focused on action. She went straight into business. She went straight into the process. Let's change things right away. And she ignored the emotions and thoughts and aspirations and fears and perspectives and limiting beliefs that were in the room, and show up in resistance by being sarcastic and disrespectful for her. We need to remember that when people go through change process, they need to digest this new situation. And while my client, the leader, was going through this process with the executive team to prepare for this change for more than a year, that team had a few days or weeks when they had that conversation in the meeting room. When you see people slowing you down or stopping you, it's a sign that they are trying to adapt to the new change. They're just adjusting. And what you can do as a leader is slow down and ask the questions that meet them where they are. You can ask questions like, what are your thoughts about this idea? What do you feel about this situation? What are some concerns that you have about this process? How would you approach the concerns that you have? Or any other question that can address thoughts, emotions, fears, or even limiting beliefs and perspectives. Oh, and one very important thing, don't forget to share what are your thoughts and your emotions and your concerns in this process that you are influencing. Let them see what you think, feel, and fear through the change. That's how you establish trust. So how would you pay attention to the being of the system next time when you influence a change? If you like this video and would like to go beyond with your leadership, make sure to subscribe for more.